Senate will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, if you're ready, would you please call the roll?
Senators Aguilar, Baumgardner, Cook, Corum, Court, Crowder, Donovan, Finberg, Fields,
Excused.
Garcia, Gardner, Guzman, Hill, Holbert, John, Jones, Kagan, Kafalis,
Excused.
Kerr, Lambert, Lumberg, Marble, Martinez-Humenic, Merrifield, Moreno, Neville, Briola, Scott, Smallwood, Sonnenberg,
Excused.
Tate, Todd, Williams, Zinzinger, Sonnenberg,
Is Lucia okay?
What are we waiting on? Kafalis and who?
Fields. Where's Lucia?
Are they excused now?
They're marked and excused.
Let's
go.
Mr. President.
Here. 32 present, 0 absent, 3 excused. We have a quorum. Senator Court, would you please lead us in the pledge today?
Thank you, Mr. President. Members and guests, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of the journal. Senator Zinzinger.
I move that we dispense with the reading of the journal of April 2nd, and we adopt the journal as corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Committee reports.
April 2nd, 2018, Committee on Business, Labor, and Technology, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as follows: Senate Bill 201, be amended as follows. As submitted before Committee to hold a favorable recommendation. April 2nd, 2018, Committee on Business, Labor, and Technology, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following: House Bill 1259, be amended as follows. As submitted before the Committee to hold a favorable recommendation. April 2nd, 2018, Committee on Business, Labor, and Technology, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following: Senate Bill 211 be postponed indefinitely. April 2nd, 2018, Committee on Judiciary, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following: House Bill 1109 be referred to Committee to hold a favorable recommendation. Recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. April 2nd, 2018, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee on Following House Bill 1243, be referred to Committee to hold a favorable recommendation placed on the consent calendar. April 2nd, 2018, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee on Following House Bill 1065, be referred to Committee to hold a favorable recommendation placed on the consent calendar. April 2nd, 2018, Committee on Judiciary. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee on Following House Bill 1132, be referred to Committee to hold a favorable recommendation placed on the consent calendar.
Please add Senator Fields and Senator Kafalis to the roll. Senate Services.
Correctly printed, Senate Bill 223, 224, 225, 226, 227, 228, and 229. Senate Resolution 3 correctly engrossed. Senate Bill 207 correctly revised. House Bill 1008, 1017, 1029, 1049, 1154, 1198, and 1293 correctly enrolled. Senate Bill 87, 162, 176, and 182.
Third reading of bills, consent calendar. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. There has been a bipartisan request to remove House Bill 1198 from the third reading of bills consent calendar. So we will remove 1198 from the third reading of bills consent calendar and place it at the bottom of the third reading of bills calendar to follow Senate Bill 207. Specifics.
House Bill 1198 will be moved to the end of the third reading of bills calendar. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the remaining titles of the bill on the third reading of bills consent calendar?
House Bill 1049 by Representative Phil and Senator Scott concerning the Department of Human Services Authority to continue to lease portions of the Grand Junction Regional Center campus to third-party behavioral health providers.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move all of the bill listed on the third reading of bill final passage consent calendar consisting of House Bill 1049.
Is there any discussion on any of the bill? The motion is for the adoption of all the bill on the third reading of bill consent calendar. Are there any no votes on any of the bill on the third reading of bill consent calendar? With 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, House Bill 1049 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Kafalis, Senator Tate, Senator Lambert, Senator John, Senator Donovan, Senator Merrifield, Senator Todd. Third reading of bills. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of the House Bill 1154?
House Bill 1154 by Representatives Hooten and Van Winkle and Senator John concerning consumer protections relating to the solicitation to provide a copy of a public record for a fee.
Senator John.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1154 on third reading, final passage, and ask for an aye vote.
Seeing no further discussion, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1154. Are there any no votes? With 34 out, Senator Neville, Senator Hill, Senator Marble, Senator Holbert, Senator Scott, Senator Smallwood, Senator Tate, Senator Lundberg, Senator Lambert. No votes on 1154. Senator Gardner. No. Senator Cook. Any other no votes on 1154? With 23 ayes, 11 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, House Bill 1154 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Cort, Senator Frenberg, Senator Kafalis, Senator Garcia. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title. Oops, did I miss one? Senator Fields. Senator Moreno, Senator Williams, Senator Merrifield, Senator Crowder, Senator Todd, Mr. Carpenter, please read the title to House Bill 1293.
House Bill 1293 by Representatives Duran and Neville and Senators Grantham and Guzman concerning payments of expenses of the Legislative Department.
Senator, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1293 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Seeing no further discussion, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1293. Are there any no votes? With 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, House Bill 1293 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Majority Leader Holbert. Senator Martinez-Humanic. Senator Tate. Senator Garcia. Senator Crowder. Senator Merrifield. Senator Todd. Senator Court. Senator Kafalas. Senator Moreno. Senator Williams. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title to House Bill 1008.
House Bill 1008 by Representatives Escar and Art and Senators Donovan and Quorum concerning the financing of the Division of Parks and Wildlife's Aquatic Nuisance Species Program and in connection therewith creating an aquatic nuisance species stand for the operation of motorboats, sailboats, and waters of the state, increasing penalties related to the introduction of aquatic nuisance species into the waters of the state, and combining 2 separate funds related to the Aquatic Nuisance Species Program into 1 fund.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. President. We move House Bill 1008 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion for the body is the adoption of House Bill 1008. Are there any no votes? Senator Marble, Senator Crowder, Senator Neville, Senator Scott, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Baumgardner, Senator Lambert, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Cook, Senator Sonnenberg, with 25 ayes, 9 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, House Bill 1008. Please add Senator Lundberg as a no vote. Anyone else? With 24 ayes, 10 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, House Bill 1008 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Court, Senator Fenberg, Senator Merrifield, Senator Todd, Senator Jones, Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask to be removed as a co-sponsor on 1008.
Senator Sonnenberg will be removed. Senator Baumgardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask to be removed as a co-sponsor on Senate Bill 1008.
Senator Baumgardner will be removed as a co-sponsor. Added as a co-sponsor. Senator Kagan will be added as a co-sponsor. Senator Hill will be added as a co-sponsor. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of House Bill 1017?
House Bill 1017 by Representative Michelson, Janae, and Senators Gardner and Fenberg concerning the adoption of an interstate compact to allow a person authorized to practice psychology in a compact state in which the person is not licensed and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Gardner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1017 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, the motion for the body is the adoption of House Bill 1017. Are there any no votes? Senator Lambert, Senator Marble, Senator Lundberg, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Court, We're on no's. Senator, in the meantime, Senator Baumgartner is a no vote. Senator Court.
Please record me as a yes vote. Thank you.
Senator Court will be recorded as a yes vote on House Bill 1017. No votes on House Bill 1017. With 29 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, House Bill 1017 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator John, Senator Court, Senator Kafalis, Senator Crowder, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Tate, Senator Minority Leader Garcia, Senator Todd, Senator Jones, Senator Hill. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of the House Bill 1029?
House Bill 1029 by Representative Weissman and Senator Lundberg concerning lowering the period of mandatory parole from 5 years to 3 years for certain felony offenses.
Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move House Bill 1029 and ask for its favorable adoption.
Is there any further discussion? The motion before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1029. Are there any no votes? Senator Marble, Senator Gardner, Senator Sonnenberg, Majority Leader Holbert, Senator Coram, Senator Scott. With 28 ayes, 6 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, House Bill 1029 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Moreno, Senator Kagan, Senator Aguilar, Senator Williams, Senator Court, Senator Kerr, Senator Todd, Senator Crowder, Senator Tate, Senator Lambert, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Neville. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of the Senate Bill 207?
Senate Bill 207 by Senator Moreno and Representative Rankin concerning authority for the Department of Human Services to retain amounts from certain cash funds for its indirect costs.
Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 207 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any further discussion? Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, this is a JVC bill, and I'd ask for an aye vote on it. But this is, when we're talking about the JVC, sometimes we talk about pixie dust. This is sort of a pixie dust type of bill because you don't really want to know what indirect cost assessments are and how they're calculated. But it saves the state some money of how we interface the cost with the federal government. It's a good bill. I'd ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion? Senate Bill 207. The motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 207. Are there any no votes? Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Baumgartner, Senator Crowder, Senator Gardner, Senator Cook. With 29 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, Senate Bill 207 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of the House Bill 1198?
House Bill 1198 by Representatives Sain and Craptharp and Senators Donovan and Smallwood concerning the establishment of best practices for state boards and commissions.
How was what? What? Senator Smallwood.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, sir.
So my colleague, we request a third reading amendment.
Would you like to move the bill first?
Yeah, we move House Bill 1198.
And you request permission for a third reading amendment. Please explain that request.
So this is a technical amendment, Mr. President, colleagues. We are looking at 3 different fiscal notes on this bill, and so what we are working on is trying to put the bill back into the form that it was before we revised it so that it doesn't have to go back over to the House. The reason why we made changes was to get to this third magical fiscal note that we wanted at the beginning. So what you are seeing is our attempt, as I understand it, to put the bill back the way that it was because the adjustments were unnecessary to get us to the zero fiscal impact that the senator and I were looking for from the beginning.
So, we have request for permission to run a third reading amendment. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it and permission is granted. Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Amendment L004 to House Bill 1198.
Is there any discussion on Amendment L004? Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Since this appears to be changing appropriations clause, request a senatorial 5 to see if this needs to be done back in appropriations.
Let me allow Senator. Oh, you've been demoted, Mr. Carpenter. Please read the amendment and go ahead.
Amendment L004 to House Bill.
That's enough. We will be in a senatorial 5. Senate will come back to order. Is there any further discussion on Amendment L004? Seeing none, the motion for the body is the adoption of Amendment L004. Are there any no votes? With 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, Amendment L004 is adopted. Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1198? The motion for the body is the adoption of House Bill 1198. Are there any no votes? Senator Crowder? With 33 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, 1 excused, House Bill 1198 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Moreno, Senator Court, Senator Martinez-Humenick, Senator Tate, General Orders, second reading of bills. Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to lay over the second reading of bills, General Order second reading of bills calendar till Wednesday, April 4th.
Motion is to lay over a second reading of bills, the General Orders calendar, till Wednesday, April 4. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it, and that will lay over. Consideration of House amendments to Senate bills. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of Senate Bill 151?
Senate Bill 151 by Senators Fields and Priola and Representatives Buckner and Wilson concerning the Department of Education Research to develop bullying prevention policies.
Senator Fields.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate reject the House amendments to Senate Bill 151 and adhere to our position.
Oh, my. Okay. Senator Priola.
Thank you, Mr. President. And members, yes, the House screwed up our bill trying to be cute with language, and they've already verbally backed down. So let's adhere to the Senate position.
Senator Fields.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate reject the House amendments to the Senate bill and that a conference committee be appointed.
No, we adhere to our position.
Okay. Mr. President, I withdraw.
Thank you,
that
Senator.
Position.
And we are back to the motion on adherence. Senator Priola.
Thank you, Mr. President. We adhere to the Senate position on Senate Bill 151.
Is there any further discussion? The motion is for the Senate to reject the House amendments to Senate Bill 151 and that the Senate adhere to its position. Are there any no votes on adherence? With 34 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 1 excused, that motion is adopted and the Senate will adhere to its position on Senate Bill 151. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the title of the Senate Bill 79?
Senate Bill 79 by Senator Guzman and Representative Pabon concerning classifying sake as a vinous liquor for the purposes of the Colorado Liquor Code.
Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Out of respect for the Senate sponsor, ask that we lay Senate Bill 79 over until Wednesday, April 4th.
Senate Bill 79, consideration of House amendments to Senate Bill 79 will, the motion is to lay it over till Wednesday, April 4. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Ayes have it, and that will lay over. Announcements. Senator Court.
Thank you, Mr. President. Democrats, I call a caucus for discussion of the budget in room 352. Is that the right room we're going to be in? In room 352, beginning at 10:15.
Senator Fields.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, on April the 3rd, at Mason Temple, Church of God in Christ headquarters, Memphis, Tennessee, Martin Luther King delivered his last speech before he was assassinated. That famous speech was, "I've been to the mountaintop." And I'd just like to read the last paragraph of that speech. It says, "Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, but I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go to the mountaintop, and I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land." Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Corum was next.
Thank you, Mr. President. This afternoon, the Colorado corn growers will be showing a documentary called Two Exclusive Showtimes and the Evolution of Food, and it's at 3 o'clock. First showing at the Scottish Rite, and the second is 5, and there'll be a dinner following that. Educational, informational, and please show up.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. President. Want to invite all of you to join the Caucus on Aging tomorrow at noon to hear about the projected fiscal impact of the homestead exemption. So come join us at noon tomorrow in room 357. Thank you.
Senator Marble.
Thank you, Mr. President. Caucus will start for the Republicans in Senate Committee Room 357, 10:30, 10:20. Thank you.
Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Mr. President. For all members, you might want to remember to bring your little books here about the long bill. It's got in the back the descriptions of also all the orbitable bills that are in the budget package, all of which passed out of appropriations this morning, so we'll be discussing those also on the floor tomorrow. But please bring your books. Again, 4 o'clock should be the target for the drop dead time for when you get all those silly amendments over to the JBC. If you want to amend the long bill, that's a request to the JBC. If you want to amend any of the orbital bills, those should be requests to OLLS. So please do our staff the courtesy of trying to get those in at the latest by 4 o'clock. Mr. Neiman will be the advisor for the Democratic caucus. Director Ziegler will be the advisor for the Republican caucus. They'll be meeting you in your individual caucuses to give you any details you have. And all 3 members of the JBC and the Senate will be glad to help you through this process if you have any questions. Thank you.
Announcements. Any further announcements? Majority Leader Holbert.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, as the caucus chairs have indicated, the caucuses will meet to discuss the budget. As the vice chair now of Joint Budget Committee has just reminded us, the deadline for amendments is 4 o'clock today, 4 p.m. today. Please consult with them if you have questions about how to structure your amendments. We will not return to the floor today. We will meet here again at 9 a.m. tomorrow. We will be here for a short time. We may do a little bit of floor work, and then we will go caucus to review all of the proposed amendments to the long bill. Mr. President, I move that the Senate adjourn until 9 a.m. Wednesday, April 4th.
Mr. Majority Leader, we will probably have to read across the appropriations bills sometime today.
Well, then I just withdraw that motion, Mr. President.
Senator.
1:30?
Sure.
So as the president has explained to us, we may have some appropriations reports to read across later. We will adjourn until 1:30 p.m. today. You do not need to be here. You're always welcome to be. Thank you. Boy, I had it all written out, ready to go. It's going to be perfect. And Mr. President, I move that the Senate recess until 1:30 p.m. today.
You heard that motion. Is there any objection? Seeing none, that motion is adopted.
All the best laid plans.